Picture this. Right now, millions of people are hitting the snooze button. They're rolling over, pulling the covers up, and choosing to start their day in defeat before they even get out of bed. But you're here. You're listening. And that tells me something powerful about who you are. You're ready to break free from mediocrity and claim the life you deserve. Every morning is a battleground. The moment your alarm goes off, a war begins between the person you were yesterday and the person you're capable of becoming today. The question is simple. Which version of you is going to win? The one who makes excuses or the one who makes things happen? Let me tell you something that might sting a little, but it's truth you need to hear. If you're not waking up early, you're already losing. While you're sleeping in, someone else is getting up. They're working on their dreams. They're building their empire. They're becoming the person they want to be. And every minute you waste under those covers is another minute they get ahead of you. But here's the beautiful thing about mornings. They're fresh starts, clean slates, new opportunities to rewrite your story. When you conquer your morning, you conquer your day. When you conquer your day, you conquer your week. When you conquer your week, you conquer your life. Think about the most successful people you know. Think about the champions, the leaders, the game changers. What do they all have in common? They understand that excellence isn't an accident. It's a choice. And that choice begins the moment they open their eyes each morning. You see, most people treat their mornings like accidents waiting to happen. They wake up in a panic, rush through their routines, and stumble into their days completely unprepared for what lies ahead. They're reactive instead of proactive. They're responding to life instead of creating it. But when you wake up early with intention, everything changes. You're not just getting out of bed. You're declaring war on ordinary. You're making a statement to the universe that you refuse to accept mediocrity as your standard operating procedure. Here's what happens when you start winning your mornings. Your confidence skyrockets. Why? Because you've already accomplished something challenging before. Most people have even opened their eyes. You've proven to yourself that you have what it takes to do hard things. That feeling carries you through your entire day. Your productivity explodes. Those quiet morning hours become your secret weapon. No distractions, no interruptions. Just you and your goals, working together in perfect harmony. You'll accomplish more before breakfast than most people do all day. Your mental clarity sharpens like a blade. Your mind is fresh. Your focus is laser sharp. You're operating at peak performance while everyone else is still trying to figure out what day it is. This isn't just an advantage, it's a superpower. But let's be honest about something. Waking up early isn't just about setting an alarm clock. It's about becoming the kind of person who does what they say they're going to do. It's about integrity with yourself. It's about proving that you can be trusted to keep promises, especially the ones you make to yourself. Every time you hit snooze, you're breaking a promise. You're telling yourself that comfort is more important than commitment, that staying warm in bed matters more than pursuing your dreams, that temporary pleasure trumps lasting success. Is that really the message you want to send to yourself? Listen, I get it. Beds are comfortable. Sleep is sweet. And getting up early can feel like torture, especially at first. But here's what separates winners from everyone else. Winners do what they need to do, whether they feel like it or not. They understand that feelings are fleeting, but results are forever. You know what's fascinating about human nature? We'll make all kinds of excuses for why we can't wake up early. Not enough sleep. Too tired. Bad night. Stressful day ahead. But these same people will jump out of bed instantly if their house catches fire or their child needs them. The ability to get up quickly isn't the problem. The motivation is. So let's talk about motivation. Real motivation, not the temporary excitement you feel after watching an inspiring video. I'm talking about the deep, burning desire that comes from knowing exactly what you want and being willing to pay any price to get it. When you have a compelling vision for your life, when you know exactly what you're working toward, getting up early stops being a sacrifice. It becomes an investment in your future, an investment in your dreams, an investment in becoming the person you were meant to be. Think about your goals for a moment. Really think about them. What do you want to achieve? What kind of life do you want to live? What legacy do you want to leave? Now ask yourself this question. Are your current morning habits moving you closer to those goals or further away from them? If you want to write a book, are you getting up early to write? If you want to get in shape, are you hitting the gym before work? If you want to start a business, are you using those precious morning hours to build your empire? Or are you sleeping through the very time that could transform your life? Here's a truth that might make you uncomfortable. Your excuses are not unique. Everyone has them. Everyone faces the same internal resistance. Everyone deals with the voice in their head that says, just 5 more minutes. The difference between successful people and everyone else isn't that they don't hear that voice. It's that they don't listen to it. Successful people have learned to separate their feelings from their actions. They understand that motivation follows action, not the other way around. They don't wait to feel like getting up. They get up and then they feel motivated. It's a subtle but game-changing distinction. Let me paint you a picture of what your life could look like when you master your mornings. Imagine waking up before the rest of the world. The house is quiet, the air is crisp, your mind is clear and focused. You have a plan for the day and you're excited to execute it. You spend the first hour working on your most important project. Maybe it's writing, maybe it's studying, maybe it's planning. Whatever it is, you're making progress on something that matters to you. Something that's moving your life forward. You exercise. Your body feels strong and energized. Your endorphins are flowing. You're physically and mentally prepared for whatever challenges the day might bring. You're operating from a position of strength, not weakness. You eat a healthy breakfast. You're not rushing. You're not stressed. You're nourishing your body with the fuel it needs to perform at its highest level. You're taking care of yourself because you understand that self-care isn't selfish. It's strategic. You review your goals. You visualize your success. You prime your mind for peak performance. By the time you walk out the door, you're not just ready for the day. You're excited about it. You're confident. You're unstoppable. Compare that to the alternative. Hitting snooze multiple times. Jumping out of bed in a panic. Skipping breakfast. Rushing through your routine. Starting your day stressed. Unprepared and reactive. Which version of yourself do you want to be? Here's the thing about habits. They compound. When you start winning your mornings, you start winning your days. When you start winning your days, you start winning your weeks. When you start winning your weeks, you start winning your life. It's a domino effect that begins with a single decision to get out of bed when that alarm goes off. But let's address the elephant in the room. What if you're not a morning person? What if you've tried to wake up early before and failed? What if you genuinely believe you're wired to be a night owl? First, let me challenge that belief. Most people who say they're not morning people have never actually tried to become one. They've attempted it for a few days, maybe a week, and then given up when it got uncomfortable. That's not trying. That's dabbling. Becoming a morning person is like building a muscle. It takes time. It takes consistency. It takes patience with yourself as your body and mind adjust to a new rhythm. You wouldn't expect to bench press your body weight on your first day at the gym. Why would you expect to master early mornings on your first attempt? The truth is, your circadian rhythm is more flexible than you think. Your body can adapt to almost any schedule if you're consistent with it. But you have to commit to the process, not just the outcome. You have to be willing to feel uncomfortable for a while as your system recalibrates. Here's a practical strategy that works. Don't try to go from waking up at 8 to waking up at 5 overnight. That's setting yourself up for failure. Instead, move your wake-up time 15 minutes earlier every few days. Gradual change is sustainable change. Also, pay attention to your evening routine. You can't expect to wake up early if you're staying up late scrolling through your phone or watching Netflix. Your morning victory begins the night before. Set yourself up for success by going to bed at a reasonable time and creating an environment that supports quality sleep. Make your mornings irresistible. Don't just focus on getting out of bed. Focus on what you're getting out of bed for. Create a morning routine that excites you. Maybe it's a perfect cup of coffee. Maybe it's your favorite music. Maybe it's a book you can't wait to read. Give yourself reasons to look forward to being awake. And here's something most people don't consider. Your morning routine should be designed around your goals, not your convenience. If your goal is to write a novel, make writing part of your morning routine. If your goal is to learn a new language, make language study part of your morning routine. Use those precious early hours to work on what matters most to you. But let's talk about something deeper than just waking up early. Let's talk about the mindset shift that has to happen for this to become sustainable. You have to stop seeing early mornings as punishment and start seeing them as privilege. You have to understand that those quiet hours before the world wakes up are gifts you're giving to yourself. Most people live their lives on autopilot. They react to whatever happens to them. They let external circumstances dictate their internal state. But when you take control of your mornings, you're taking control of your life. You're choosing to be proactive instead of reactive. You're choosing to lead your day instead of letting your day lead you. This is about more than productivity. This is about identity. When you consistently wake up early and do what you said you were going to do, you start to see yourself differently. You start to trust yourself. You start to believe in your ability to follow through on commitments. That confidence spills over into every area of your life. You become the kind of person who does hard things. You become the kind of person who keeps promises. You become the kind of person who can be counted on. Most importantly, you become the kind of person who can count on themselves. And here's what happens when you develop that level of self-trust. Your dreams stop feeling impossible and start feeling inevitable. Because if you can trust yourself to get out of bed when you don't want to, you can trust yourself to do anything else that needs to be done. Think about the most successful people in history. They all understood that success isn't about what you do when you feel like it. It's about what you do when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up consistently, especially when it's difficult. Your alarm clock isn't just waking you up. It's testing you. It's asking you a fundamental question. Can you be trusted to do what you say you are going to do? Every morning, you get to answer that question. And your answer determines not just your day, but your destiny. So tomorrow morning, when that alarm goes off, remember this moment. Remember how you felt when you decided you wanted something better for your life. Remember the vision you have for your future. Remember that every great achievement starts with a single step, and that step might just be getting out of bed when you don't want to. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make right now. They're hoping you'll have the courage to do what's necessary, even when it's uncomfortable. They're hoping you'll choose long-term success over short-term comfort. They're hoping you'll remember that champions are made in those moments when nobody else is watching. The question isn't whether you can wake up early. You can. The question is whether you will. Whether you'll choose to be ordinary or extraordinary. Whether you'll settle for good enough or fight for everything you deserve. Your alarm is going to go off tomorrow morning. What are you going to do when it does? Are you going to hit snooze and choose to remain the person you've always been? Or are you going to get up and take the first step toward becoming the person you were meant to be? The choice is yours. But remember this: champions don't get made by sleeping in. Legends aren't born under covers. Your greatness is waiting for you on the other side of that alarm clock. The only question is whether you'll have the courage to answer its call. Wake up early. Start your day right. Your future depends on it.